Listen, if you're holding Solana, if you've got Solana in your portfolio, you need to watch the show, and you need to watch the show till the end, because not only has the network been hacked, or not only has there been a hack which has drained over 8,000 wallets, but I've got some other big news for you. So today is a big show. We're also going to be talking about Michael Saylor resigning as CEO of MicroStrategy and what that means for Bitcoin. It could be big news. So lots to talk about today. It's going to be a big show. Let's have some fun.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch, go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch, get up. Get up, get up.
I swear, we're tuning into this show just to listen to or to watch the comments about the get out of bed bitch song. That's one good reason to tune into the song. Listen, am I having mic issues or am I not having mic issues? Let me just say no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes. Just am I having mic issues? Are you guys hearing me well? Just let me know. Anyway, welcome back, guys. For those of you who are here, well done for making it. Actually, let's change this music. Let's get some real music going. We're good, man. Good vibes. All right, so good vibes. Okay, so welcome back to you guys. Subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed. We've got a lot to talk about today. Also, like this content. Remember, we've changed time. People are saying no. No as in no. No is good?
Yes, mic fine.
Someone's saying I have an issue, not the mic. Okay, that I know. Okay, listen, we have changed time, so I need your help. Like this video and comment, because that is what tells the algorithm that we're here. And the problem is that since we changed time, a lot of people only watch this later. So that's it. Anyway, I don't want to waste time because I want to do quicker shows to give you guys the alpha very quickly. And today there's a lot we need to talk about. We need to discuss one chart that's doing crazy things. We need to discuss the Solana hack. We need to discuss Michael Saylor stepping down. We need to discuss the ETH merge. There's a big problem with the ETH merge. You need to know about it. You need to know about it here first. I want to show you two tokens I'm going to be buying. I'm going to be giving away 10xing a portfolio from Bitget, and there's a whole lot more to do. So let's not waste time. Let's just get straight into it and look at the Bitcoin chart. Let's see how much alpha we can get per minute. At the end of the show, tell me if this is not the most alpha per minute show. Then tomorrow I'll do it different. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. So yes, Bitcoin is pretty strong, 23,350. The encouraging thing is that we're still following this trend. We've got higher highs and higher lows. So that was your low. You got a higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. You've also got higher highs. So everything is good as long as we're above this trend line. And I'm looking for Bitcoin to get to this 28,000 level. And it looks like that's exactly what it's doing. So kind of like nothing to worry about here. No big fireworks, but also nothing to worry about. And that's exactly what we want. Remember, I'm looking here at this point over here is where I start getting a little bit worried. So anything under 21,000, I start getting, actually anything under 22,000, I get a little bit worried. Anything under 21,000, I take half a Xanax. And if it goes below here, then below 17,500, then I take a full Xanax. Yeah, that's the prescription for today. Let's also look at ETH. I mean, ETH is on this trend line. It bounced off that 1700 resistance, which we knew would come in, which is this resistance, the resistance from here. So we kind of knew it was going to happen. Nothing serious. There is one chart though that is worrying me a little bit, not a lot, it's just a little bit. And that is this chart over here. This is the US 10-year Treasury yield. Remember, when the US 10-year Treasury yield goes down, it means that the Fed, that the market believes that the Fed is going to reduce interest rates. And that broke the head and shoulders pattern, but now jumped over the neckline again, which is a little bit concerning. And I mean, if you want to know the reason why this happened, you just need to look no further than what happened in Taiwan yesterday. We saw Nancy Pelosi landing in Taiwan. I don't know if you saw the live images yesterday, but here they are, the live images of Nancy Pelosi landing in Taiwan yesterday. Look, my feeling is that the smartest thing that the US can do now is leave her in Taiwan. Just, say, look, sorry, we sent you to Taiwan, but we're leaving you. And I did tweet that yesterday. Tweet got a lot of engagement, even from Nancy Pelosi's husband. He also liked the tweet, also retweeted it. So I don't know. Anyway, listen, some people are saying that we're still in a bear market rally. And Markets and Mayhem says the average bear market rally provides about 12% upside over 45 days. We pretty well hit both milestones yesterday. That's what it says. You got to decide what your thesis is. I'm sticking to this thesis. For as long as we're doing higher highs, I'm not sure we're going to get under that 17,500. But regardless, as I said to you, it's not about calling the bottom. It's about scooping up when you think that your investment thesis has ticked enough indicators. And if you scoop up good coins, then all you need to do is just hold for longer. So it's all about scooping up good coins. And if you are wrong, it just means you're going to have to hold your portfolio for a little bit longer. All right, let's quickly look at the NASDAQ. So US markets are not yet open, 10 minutes to open. Futures, pretty much 0.5% up or down. There's a lot going on today. In fact, let me quickly check, but there is a lot going on today. So you've got Fed speakers out in full force. So you've got Bullard. Remember, Bullard is never bullish. I don't know why they gave him the name Bullard. And then you got a whole lot of other speakers, but you got a lot of speakers from the Fed today. So just keep your eyes on this Fed speaker list, because you know how it is. Also, just do me a favor, just smash that like button again. Just let's get everybody back here. Let's get the family back here. Alrighty, so that's what's going on the macro front. Now let's get into the big story of the day, which is the Solana hack. The story is pretty scary, and the reason why the story is pretty scary is because right up until now, and we're talking about a long time ago, talking about more than probably about 12 hours, we still don't know what is causing this huge Solana hack. When I say huge, not a lot of money, but a lot of people affected. So, let's quickly go through it. So this is the hacker's wallets. Well, we know of, these are two of the hacker's wallets that we know about. And what we know is that this wallet has quite a bit of money in it. It's got $1 million worth of Solana, and it's got a whole lot of other tokens in it. And this is the other wallet address, and it keeps growing. And we know that 7,941 wallets are affected. So that's what we know. What we also know is we know that this is an attack that is somehow related to the private keys of users. So somehow this attack has managed to get a library of private keys of users. That's really scary, because what it means is that the system or the hack is signing users' transactions and transferring funds. And you can see that because it's transferring not only Solana tokens, which are SOLs, not only actual Solana tokens, but it's transferring tokens on the Solana network, so NFTs and a whole lot of other tokens. And if you look really closely here, you can see a whole lot of NFTs that are moving. You can see a whole lot of small balances moving and stuff like that. So it just shows that a lot of people are getting hit. And as I said before, the scary thing is that no one really knows what's going on here. Even Anatoly Yakovenko, who's one of the founders, says it seems like it's an iOS supply chain attack. Multiple plausible wallets that only received Solana had no interactions beyond receiving that have been affected, as well as keys that were imported into iOS and generated externally. Android seems to be affected as well. All confirmed stories so far have had the key imported and generated on mobile. So those are the clues that we know. But other than that, we don't know anything else. We do know that the wallets that are affected are Slope Wallet and Phantom Wallet. So that's what we know so far. And the Phantom team says they're working very closely with the engineers at Solana, and they're trying to get to the bottom of this. So the engineers at Solana have been looking at what's been causing this. There's been a war room going on all day, and I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to give you an update on where the war room is. But if you have been hacked, and I know a lot of you have been hacked, you should go to the Solana status, and you should go and look. You should go and fill in the form. Just give them all the information that they need to help you. So I'll show you what the kind of questions are, just so you can see how they're gathering the data. And so they're going to ask you what type of wallet you used, and you can just, let's just click it, press OK. Tell us about the wallet that was drained. They want to know when you started the wallet. They want to know which devices used the wallet. So whether you used it on Android, on Windows, on Chrome, on Firefox. Where did you generate your seed phrase from? Did you have it from before, or did you generate it inside the wallet? That's another question that they're asking. You can see they're really digging in so that they can find the common denominator, but they don't know what's going on there. Did you use the same seed and private key with multiple wallets? And if so, were there any addresses that were not compromised? So these are the kind of questions they're asking. They're also asking, where did you back up did you ever do the following with your seed phrase? Did you back it up on paper? Did you back it up on a password manager? Maybe this is a hack that came from one of the password managers. Did you import it into, because say, for example, this was, and this probably hasn't happened, but maybe the hacker managed to hack into LastPass somehow, but I don't think so. All right, so they're asking you, tell us a story as you remember. Did you go to certain conferences? Did you join certain groups? Try and give them as much information as possible, because right now they don't have enough information to complete this, or to find out what's going on, which is a big problem. On top of that, and maybe because of that, and maybe not, what there seems to be now is there are many Solana nodes, or not now, but early on today, that have stopped serving requests. It might be due to load, or it might actually be intentional. And that asks the question. So what we realized today is that even though Solana was being hacked, when I say Solana was being hacked, the blockchain was not hacked. The blockchain is safe, and the blockchain is not hacked. What's being hacked is wallets and private keys. Now, we don't know where the private key exploit came. It could be a vulnerability from the wallet provider. We don't know anything further. What we do know, though, is that the Solana price didn't really respond very much. So let's go into the hourly chart just so we can look at what's going on here. So that was the price before the hack, $42.19. And if you look at the price now, it's $40.41, which means that the market's shrugging off two things here. One is the market shrugging off the hack, and rightfully so, because the hack is not very big in terms of numbers. It's probably a couple of $1 million, $6, $7, $8 million. It's a lot of people that got hacked, and it seems like it's a lot of small wallets that got hacked, which means it's probably an iOS app, which is appealed to a whole lot of small users, maybe an NFT app, maybe something else that appealed to a whole lot of small users. That is probably where this vulnerability came from. So that's the first thing that we know. The second thing that we know is that the market is not punishing Solana for going down again or for being intentionally switched off. Okay, so that's an important point. That I think the reason why that's such an important point is it got me thinking. I know we all preach about decentralization and how important decentralization is, and how important it is for blockchains to continue working without the validators being able to switch off the blockchain. And I agree with that in principle. But there may be another use case. And the other use case is, if you're an institution, if you're a pension fund, if you're a Goldman Sachs or a JP Morgan, and you know that the blockchain can never be switched off, maybe a blockchain that's more attractive to you, maybe, and I'm not saying this is the case, maybe it's a bug, it's a feature, not a bug, that we can switch off the validators when a huge hack happens. Now, again, I'm fully for decentralization, but remember, there's a customer for every type of product. And in this case, they may be looking at this and going, hold on a second, maybe this thing that they can switch off the network when there is a hack, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world, maybe. Look, I'm not a big fan of it. I prefer decentralization, but this works. Anyway, a lot of people are asking whether they should be selling their Solana. I've got a lot of people calling me this morning and saying, should I be selling my Solana into this? Well, the market's telling you that that you shouldn't worry about this. The market's pretty much saying, look, it's business as usual for Solana. Pretty much it hasn't moved at all. It's moved down. It's up 1.48% on the day. So don't panic. If you're holding Solana, don't panic. What should you do if you're holding Solana? Well, the hack isn't finished yet. Okay, so this is the big thing that you need to notice, is that if you look, let me find this for you. I had a little, okay, so let me quickly find this for you. Yeah, so this is the tweet that came up now. There has been a war room for the last 12 plus hours, speaking to multiple wallet providers. They still don't know what's causing it, and the hack is still happening. So if you do have Solana and you have it on Phantom Wallet or you have it on Slope Wallet, what I would do is I would move it onto a hardware wallet, because this is not about revoking permissions for apps. You can revoke permissions for apps as much as you want, but if this app has your private key and it's signing your transactions with your private key, revoking permissions isn't going to help. So, or maybe it'll help, but it's not going to solve the problem. So if you do have Solana and you do have it on a Phantom wallet or on a Slope wallet, what I recommend you do is get your crypto onto an exchange or get it onto a hardware wallet. If you don't have a hardware wallet, get your crypto onto exchange. You'll very rarely hear me saying that you should be getting your crypto onto an exchange to protect it. But in this case, I actually think it might actually be smart. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have any questions. If you were hacked, fill in that form. Not cool. I woke up this morning, the first thing I did was I checked my wallets, and thank heavens we didn't have money in Phantom wallets or Slope wallets. We did get some feedback or some pushback, well, not pushback. I guess Charles Hoskinson came out and he said, smart contract standards. Emin from Avalanche, he gave a pretty good breakdown of where this thing could happen, and he sided with Solana. So I think pretty good. All right, so that is the Solana story. And again, I say, if you were hacked, let us know in the comments. And if you weren't, and you do have money on your Phantom wallet and your Slope wallet, just do me a favor and get onto an exchange or get it onto a ledger or something. And yeah, if there was a dip, I would have bought it, but there's no dip, so there's nothing to buy. All right, let's go. All right, let's talk about the other big story, which happened in the last 24 hours. And that was this story over here. So the story is that MicroStrategy reported results yesterday. And their results were, well, they were bad, but they were not as bad as they looked on face value. And with those results, we got Michael Saylor resigning. So he resigned as CEO of the company, and he stepped into a new role to assume the role of executive chairman of the company. And he appointed the current chief financial officer. His name is Feng Li. I think that's how you pronounce his name, to serve as chief executive officer. And in this announcement, what they did was they broke the role into two parts. The first part is running the traditional business, the software business intelligence business, and the other part of it was the Bitcoin strategy. And what Michael Saylor said in the announcement is he said he will now be able to focus a lot more on the Bitcoin strategy. So he says here, I believe that splitting the roles of chairman and CEO will enable us to better pursue the two corporate strategies of acquiring and holding Bitcoin and growing our enterprise business. And he'll have more time on the Bitcoin strategy when he goes into this non-operational role. So the question is whether this is good or bad for Bitcoin. And I think where the answer lies in the actual financials. So a lot of people have been commenting about MicroStrategy and whatever's going on, but not many people have actually jumped into the financials. So what I thought I'd do is take you into the MicroStrategy financials, and we can look at these. We can look at this, and we can decide together whether this is a good thing or a bad thing for Bitcoin. So the first thing is that when you look at where they are, I've never seen a company that has two operating arms that are so very different. So one is it's a business analytics company, the largest independent publicly traded business intelligence company with the leading enterprise analytics platform. And then on the other side, we're the largest publicly traded corporate holder of Bitcoin. It feels like a company with an identity crisis. A lot of people phoning me now. Terrible. Let me just switch off my WhatsApp. Sorry, that will get us. Okay, it does feel like a company with an identity crisis. Then let's go and look at the performance. So the first thing is MicroStrategy's performance, percentage change in the stock price from August 10th, which is before they started the Bitcoin adoption strategy, to August 1, 2022. The share price is up 123%, which is actually bigger than Bitcoin and bigger than most of the biggest FANG stocks. So the market is rewarding them for going into a Bitcoin strategy. And if you look at it, so this is the change. Before the announcement or before the results, Michael Saylor was the chairman and CEO, and Feng Li was the president and chief financial officer. And after August, Saylor goes to executive chairman. Feng Li, who was the chief financial officer, goes into president and chief executive officer, and Andrew Kang steps into the chief financial officer role. Here's where it gets a little bit juicy. So if you look at their revenues declined. There was a decrease of 3% year on year and an increase of 2% on a constant currency basis. So their revenues declined slightly. Now, that's not a cool thing. You want to see software revenue actually growing. So that's the first part that you need to look at. This is not an exciting or very healthy software analytics or business intelligence business. It's a business that's not growing. So it was a highlight calling again. That could have been. I'll share the joke with everyone else in a second. All right, let's look at their Bitcoin holdings. So as at 30th of June, the company holds 129,699 Bitcoin, total cost of $4 billion or $30,664 per coin. This is where it starts to get juicy, because you'll remember that the one issue that you've got in the United States is that if companies want to buy Bitcoin and add Bitcoin to their balance sheet, if the value of the Bitcoin goes up, nothing happens. But if the value of the Bitcoin goes down, they have to write down the value of the Bitcoin, which will then hit their income statement and balance sheet. Now, that's what you can see in the next couple of slides. In fact, let me take you to the slides here. So let's look at that slide over there. And what you can see is that even though their total loss was 903, 918 was a write-down in digital impairment costs. So in other words, they had to write down $918 million because Bitcoin changed value. Now, if Bitcoin goes up again next quarter, they can't write that up. So effectively, they just write it down, and it makes their financials look like dog shit. So if you look at their financials with us, let's quickly go to the financials, you'll see that if you look at where they were, they had to write down $918 million because of their or $900 million because of their Bitcoin strategy, which is bad. It makes Michael Saylor look like he's running a loss-making company when actually it's just an accounting thing. All right, so is there anything else in this data? Well, as I said, their revenue isn't so good. Their price of Bitcoin went down, so the Bitcoin that they bought went down, and it's just generally not a good look. It's just not a good look. What's also interesting is they said, look, of all our Bitcoin, only 85,000 are unencumbered, but 45,000, more or less, 44,600 are actually pledged. In other words, collateral for debt. So MicroStrategy is actually a leveraged Bitcoin play plus a software company. Doesn't sound like a company that people want to really get involved in. So now that we understand the lay of the land, let's quickly talk about whether this is a good thing or a bad thing for Bitcoin. I think first of all, what we need to look at is we need to look at MicroStrategy's chart. This is the price chart. This is what MicroStrategy was before their Bitcoin strategy, and it had done nothing for years. I mean, you can go back years and years and years, and you can see that MicroStrategy's share price did nothing. Then when they jumped on the Bitcoin bandwagon, it went up. But then as the crypto market collapsed, this chart looks like an average or typical altcoin, right? So that's what it looks like. And so the market's now treating MicroStrategy as a Bitcoin holding company, not as a software development company. And if you look even deeper, what you'll realize is that one of the biggest shareholders of MicroStrategy is Michael Saylor. He owns about 23.7% of MicroStrategy. So let me give you an idea of what that's worth. So the market cap is $3 billion. So he owns 23% of $3 billion. So he owns about $700 million worth of MicroStrategy stock. So here's what I think happened. I think that Michael Saylor is besotted, obsessed with Bitcoin. And I don't think he cares about the operations of the company anymore. I think that's a legacy thing. And I think he just wants to be on more podcasts, and he wants to be driving the Bitcoin dream even further. At the same time, what I think you've got is, I think you've got Wall Street looking at this and going, look, you are a fund in disguise, you're an ETF in disguise, and the behavior of your CEO is not what we typically want from a behavior of a CEO. Your CEO sometimes sounds drunk on Bitcoin. He sounds sometimes crazy. I don't know if you guys have read some of the Michael Saylor tweets, and as much as we love Michael Saylor, some of those tweets are like someone is drunk on Bitcoin. And he has also been accused of giving people like bad advice. And so I think what this is doing is it's putting a more traditional CEO in the mix. It's taking a more traditional, more Wall Street type CEO and putting it in the mix, and letting Michael Saylor go and drive the Bitcoin fund strategy. And I think what will happen going forward is eventually what they'll do is they'll just spin off the Bitcoin arm when regulation becomes more favorable and let the software arm just continue to run. And that software, as I said to you, that software business is not really a very exciting business. I mean, it's this business over here. I don't know, it doesn't really excite me one bit. So, I mean, there is one other thing we should be talking about, and that is, well, if Michael Saylor is not in control, what if the CEO is not as passionate about Bitcoin as Michael Saylor is? And there is, of course, that risk. But remember that the one thing that people haven't got here is that while Michael Saylor holds 23.7% of the shares, he controls 72% of the voting power. Okay, so he pretty much can do whatever he wants. So I don't think that the CEO can change strategy and make MicroStrategy sell their Bitcoin. That's what I think. All right, so that's the Michael Saylor story. Let me know what you think. Let me know if it's good or bad for Bitcoin. I think it's good. I think Michael Saylor will now have more time to focus on promoting Bitcoin, getting more people drunk on the Kool-Aid, and the new guy can go and get the boring job of running a software development business. I tweeted saying last night, I said, even now when crypto is at its most boring point, well, it's still more exciting than anything you've ever done before and anything else that you could be doing. So it's boring, but it's still better than anything else you could be doing. Yeah. While we're here, and we're going to continue with the show, but I do quickly want to just check up on something here. So let's quickly check up on here. Let's just check up on this. So I ran the real poll, the real poll. Let's just quickly look at the real poll. Here we go. People still think, okay, Sheldon's going to win according to this, and then Carl's going to come second, and I'm going to come third. All right, I'm going to prove this wrong. So guys, if you're not signed up to the Crypto Banter trading competition on BYBIT, sign up to BYBIT using any Crypto Banter referral link, and then go and once you've done that, there's a referral link below, then click on that link below and join the competition. It starts on the 8th of August, 4 days from now. We've already got 417 participants. I've only been promoting it for half a day. We want to get to 10,000 because the more people that join, the more the prize money. Anyone can participate as long as you've got $250 in your account. But if you want to win, say you want to win, well, if you want to win, then you got to have signed up with a Crypto Banter referral link. So do that, and then back me because I'm going to kick Carl's ass. Definitely going to happen. All right, don't forget, I'm going to be doing 10x Bitget giveaways. I'm also going to be showing you guys at the end of the show how you can win a full Bitcoin. So don't go anywhere just yet. Let's carry on with the show because there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Don't know what that stuff is, but we should talk about it. I don't know. People say that this was the footage of Nancy Pelosi landing in Taipei. I think that this was the real footage of Nancy. I showed you earlier. I showed you the footage of Nancy Pelosi in Taipei. I think it's an unnecessary visit, but she did it, and it's made slight changes in the US 10-year Treasury yield curve, and that's pretty much it. So that's pretty much it. Let's quickly follow up on yesterday's hack on the Nomad bridge. Remember that attack on the Nomad bridge, which, we don't know what the exact numbers are, but called $190 million being hacked. Well, now they have published an address for anyone who managed to hack any white hat hackers to return the money. And what you can see is, let's just quickly refresh this. You can see that right now in this address, $9.5 million has been returned. So well done to all of you guys that returned the money. I know that some of the white hat hackers were part of the community. Well done to all of you. James, well done. Well done for returning the money. But yeah, still a long way to go. Still a long way to go. Let's see how this plays out. What else? I did see this. The Fed's actions are actually starting to work. So we just saw the largest 3-month decline in job openings in history, excluding the pandemic. So it means that jobs are slowing down, which is, remember, that's what we want. The sooner we can get jobs to slow down, the sooner the Fed will pivot. So that's starting to happen. The data is come through. Housing is also starting to collapse. So housing is set to continue slowing as the housing affordability index collapses to lows not seen since 2006. So that's also starting to work. And for the first time, you can see housing numbers really coming down sharply. So it does look like this is all good news, because the slowdown means that the Fed will continue, will get less aggressive with us in September. And remember, they all go on vacation now until September. They'll come back in September. The housing market would have slowed down. Inflation would have slowed down. Carl would have lost the trading competition. I would have won the trading competition. And then the Fed will say, okay, well, we don't have to be so aggressive. And that's what I think is going to happen. All right, let's see. What else? I've got to give you the most alpha per minute. We said this. Robinhood CEO, he says he now has to lay off another 23% of his staff after Q2 losses. Robinhood's been a disaster. They got a $30 million fine the other day for not doing proper AML. And I mean, this is their chart. This is the chart. This is like not even, like even the worst shitcoins have done better than this chart over here. You got this. Let's just really see how badly it's gone down since the top, and then we'll compare it. So if ever you feel bad about your altcoin, just say thank heavens that you weren't holding a Robinhood, because that's also down 88%. So that's also down 88%. In fact, speaking of losses, if you think that you took a bad hit with Luna, just remember that one of the biggest and most smartest funds in the world, Hashed, which, by the way, we're going to visit now in Korea, and we'll bring you an update next week. They confirmed that they lost more than $3 billion in Luna. So huge, and now they're raising another fund. They are amongst the smartest investors in the world. So, you know, it takes 3 Arrows Capital. 3 Arrows Capital, the guys were leveraged, but the guys were smart. I mean, a lot of people lost money, and the thing is not about how you lose, not about losing money and how much money you lose, but it's about whether you can stay in the game and you can fight and you can make it back bigger. And as I said on Scott Melker's podcast, the way I saw it is I saw my wealth and my ability to generate wealth as a chart. And I hit a high with a lot of money, but I came down, and even at my lowest point, I still have a higher low. So it means that I'm still in the game, and I'm gonna kill it. And if you haven't watched my interview with Scott Melker, go to Scott Melker's YouTube channel and go and watch it. Everyone should watch it. All right, let's go. The other day we saw Tiffany's tapping into CryptoPunks. Now we've got Gucci accepting ApeCoin. So now you can see that all these high-end brands are recognizing NFT communities, and they want to bring more people into their communities, more aspirational people. And so they're targeting NFT holders. And you can see that Gucci now accepting ApeCoin as a payment mechanism. I don't want to talk about this because this, I think, is quite big. So if you have ETH staked on Lido, so you would have staked your ETH and you would have got back ST-ETH, right? That's what happens if you stake your ETH on Lido. And up for a long time, ETH and staked ETH were actually trading at exactly the same price. So 1 ETH equaled 1 staked ETH. But now, if you look at ST-ETH, ST-ETH is trading at about 2% discount. So one ST-ETH is actually equal to 0.97, so 2.6% discount. And the reason for that is because the staked ETH is locked up until the ETH that you staked is locked up until just after the merge, when you'll start getting them back. But now there's a curveball in the mix. And the curveball that's happening in the mix is if the proof of work chain remains, and the proof of, if when the merge happens, we get 2 Ethereums, we get a proof of work Ethereum and we get a proof of stake Ethereum, then the problem is that if your ETH is staked in Lido, you're not going to get your proof of stake tokens, because that's not how the Lido contract is written. Which means that if you're taking a bet that there are going to be 2 chains, there is you should probably get out of the staked ETH and buy ETH now before that becomes much more of a reality, because you'll take a knock of 2.6% now. But if they do merge, and if they do split, and we do get a proof of work and a proof of stake chain, and both of them start getting traction, you're not going to get both tokens. And you want both tokens if that happens. So look, not financial advice, actually maybe financial advice. What I'm doing is I'm actually selling all my staked ETH to get ETH, taking the 2.6% knock, and actually making sure that I can get both chains, because my bet is that we're going to get 2 chains. We're going to get 2 chains. I explained that to you guys yesterday. And I think, well, let's see, is there anything else that I want to share with you guys before we have some more fun? You see ETH Classic also exploding before the merge, because people are saying, look, it's either going to be the ETH proof of work chain, or people are going to go into ETH Classic. But I think ETH Classic I don't think it's going to survive. So I think this is probably a good short. Let's just see what the price is when I said it, because people are going to say, you said we should short it, and we didn't. This is a long-term short. I don't recommend anybody take it now. Okay, let's say $40, 37.50. I would short it. I think it's garbage. I don't know if you guys saw this, but it looks like the IRS won about $800 million in a lottery the other day. Yeah, the IRS won $800 million in a lottery. Well, technically somebody else won $1.28 billion, but he only gets $433 million after taxes. So the IRS actually won the lottery. So whether you win the lottery or somebody else wins the lottery, actually the biggest winner of the lottery is the IRS. It's true. The weekly winner every single week of the lottery is the IRS. Regardless of who wins and who loses, The biggest winner of the lottery is the IRS. I also saw this. Only 7% of coins are above their 200-day moving averages. I did some research, not a lot of research, because I didn't have much time, but some of those coins, Uniswap, Ethereum Classic, Lido, ETH naming services, ENS. So it's all ETH related. So this rally is all ETH related. So don't get fooled by what's going on around you, because you're smart, you're part of the Banter fam. You know that this rally is fully ETH fueled. All right, that's it. That's all I want to talk to you guys about today. I do want to do a Bitget 10x thing. Now, again, we partnered up with Bitget. I think that they're amongst the best exchanges out there that are available to US residents and citizens, and that's why we partnered up with them. The interface is, I'm not going to log in now because you guys take me too long, but the interface is unbelievable. They got a great range of altcoins. They got futures and spot. And if you sign up using a referral link below, not only do we 10x your portfolio, but we also you can also get up to $8,000 in sign-up bonuses. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to 10x someone's portfolio. I don't have a very big list here, so I'm going to 10x this person's portfolio, and yeah, we'll 10x number 42. So let's see how much this guy's got in there. Remember, this is because we want to provide our US residents with an exchange. Number 42 has $199, so he gets $1,999. Not bad, just for signing up to an exchange and putting money onto an exchange. No. Well, no, the IRS doesn't get any of the lottery here. No, the IRS gets nothing. That's what the IRS get here. Why are you laughing? It's true. The IRS won the lottery. All right, let's talk about BYBIT. So BYBIT, remember what I need you guys to do. Let's sign up to this trading competition. This is going to be the most fun we're ever going to get. You got a few more days to sign up. I see 428 of you have signed up in the first day. Congratulations. Let's get this to 10,000. Tell your friends. Let's sign up, because the more people sign up, the more we win. If we get to 2,500, the prize pool grows. If we get to 6,000, the prize pool grows. If we get to 7,000, the prize pool grows. So get everybody to sign up and let's all beat Kyle. The idea is, doesn't matter who wins and who loses, as long as we all beat Kyle. Okay, now lastly, do you want a full Bitcoin? Yes or no? Everybody wants a full Bitcoin. I've got a good deal for you here if you want a full Bitcoin. So you go to CoinStats. CoinStats is the program that I use to look at all my portfolios. And by the way, we'll do some dollar cost averaging tomorrow. I wanted to do it today, but there was just too much going on. I think it's not going to be me or Kyle that wins. I think someone from the community is going to win the trading competition. I think we're all going to be surprised as to how good our community is at trading. They're going to prove it to us.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah. So if you want CoinStats, and CoinStats is an amazing program. I'll tell you why it's an amazing program. One is you can connect all your exchanges and all your MetaMask in one place, and you can see the performance of your portfolio. Now, that's amazing. But not only that, you can also swap. You can actually trade directly from here. And what it does is it routes it through the best exchanges to get you so it's a decentralized exchange. Well, it's not a decentralized exchange. It's a decentralized exchange aggregator. And it gets you can do swaps across multiple exchanges. So that's one of the features that it's got. The other thing is that you can use this you can DeFi directly from here into multiple DeFi networks. Now, I just did a deal with them today. Here's how the deal works. If you guys sign up, if more than, I think, 200 people sign up, then we're going to give away a full Bitcoin to the community. So we'll keep this going until 200 people sign up for it. And then one of those people will actually win a full Bitcoin. So the chances are super high that you'll win a full Bitcoin. You will pay like $8 a month. I don't know what the number is, but like $8 a month. And if you win, then you win a full Bitcoin. So that's the biggest risk reward I've ever seen in my life. And I don't think thousands of people are going to enter. So it increases your chances. So you want that, there's a referral link below. Hit the referral link below. Sign up. You got to sign up with the referral link. Otherwise, it doesn't work. All right, that's it for today. Love you guys madly. Into the trading competition so we can all beat Kyle. As I said, doesn't matter who wins and who loses, as long as we all beat Kyle. 431. So 3 people signed up in the last minute. You see, that's the spirit of this community, the best community in the world. Love you guys madly. Remember that next week I'm in Korea, so I'm going to be on and off with the show. So Kyle and Sheldon are going to be holding the fort, and maybe Sheldon will even do some live trading. Who knows? Who knows? Love you guys madly. See you guys again tomorrow. Have fun. That's the part where you...
Trade well with friends.
This was the highest alpha show they got on YouTube. This was the highest alpha show in the world.